Well, he was an engineer, she was a final year student. Both of them liked each other's profile on Shaadi.com and decided to get married. But now the girl has filed a complaint against the techie for outraging her modesty. What went wrong in the couple's relationship? Let's find out. All of 33 years, Shamim Raju Nadaf, a native of Hubli, came to Nama City around 4 years back. He had a dream to make it big in the software world after being employed by the prestigious TCS company. But Shamim's fate took a sudden turn, and today he is cooling his heels behind bars. He is hanging his head down in shame after being accused of a shocking crime. Shaadi.com case side effects. Shamim got himself registered on Shaadi.com. There he met a final year student of MBA and a resident of Vasant Nagar who was equally interested in him. Here the duo exchanged their numbers and soon started dating. Shamim seemed to be interested in the girl who belonged to the same community as his. As the days passed by, the couple got closer and engaged in a physical relationship. The girl was definite that Shamim would marry her as promised. But sadly, the time only passed by and reportedly Shamim was not keen to get married to the girl. Kabul hai. When the girl threatened Shamim that she would separate from him, he reportedly uttered Kabul hai word 3 times to have her by his side. All was well in the young couple's abode. The girl used to secretly meet Shamim on a daily basis. She was extremely happy, thinking Shamim would always be by her side, and continued with their relationship. But after a few months, she realized there was something wrong. She pestered him to get legally married to her. This is when Shamim showed his true colors. After promising marriage, he backtracked. He was done with the girl and he mentioned the same to her. He even went missing a month back, leaving the girl all alone. But the girl was not done with him. The girl reportedly went to High Grounds police station and registered a complaint against Shamim. In her complaint, she mentioned about how she was cheated with the promise of marriage by Shamim for 6 months. Looking into the girl's complaint, the High Grounds police took Shamim into their custody. They tried to reunite the young couple, but sadly, Shamim's parents were against this alliance. They turned down the proposal, stating they don't want a modern girl as their daughter-in-law.
ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳು ಕೂಡ ದಾಖಲಾಗಿವೆ. ಪ್ರಕರಣಗಳ ದಾಖಲಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದರ ನಾವು ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ತನಿಖೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ಯ ಅಸತ್ಯತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ವಿಷಯವು ಬಹಳ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮವಾಗಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಯುವಕ ಯುವತಿಯರ ಜೀವನದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನು ಮತ್ತು ತನಿಖೆ ಸೂಕ್ಷ್ಮ ಪ್ರಕರಣದ ಒಂದು ತನಿಖೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಒದಗಿಸಲು ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ.
Now the police has registered a complaint under IPC section 376 and 420 against Shamim for cheating, and the girl has been sent to Victoria Hospital for medical examination. Well, Shamim had a nice job and a family to care for, but he decided to lure a girl with a promise of marriage only to satiate his thirst. What a shame. Vishnu Prasad for News9, Bengaluru. When a village of 5,000 people is treated as a dump yard for a city which produces over 4,000 tons of garbage every single day, it's not going to take it lying down for long. Here's a report on what's happening in Mandur. The garbage-ridden village of Mandur saw hundreds of people come together in protest yet again. Section 144 imposed on the village hardly seemed to matter, as these people fought for clean water and good air. They were supported by the neighbouring villagers, and the protest was led by freedom fighter Dureswamy.
I have joined this protest because I am a human being, and there is so much of dirt in this, and this is poison. They are feeding them on poison. And how can I tolerate, as a citizen of this country, how can I tolerate this nonsense?
Now, what is your demand? You have come here and joined them. What are you requesting the government to do?
The demand is of the people, and I reflect it. What I request the government is, you find out one dumping place. You find out one dumping place in Bangalore. If you can't find one dumping place, and you can't do it systematically and in a methodical method to produce manure, then you're not fit to be in to have a BMP and a government.
AAP members who participated in the protest accused Siddaramaya's government of turning a blind eye to the issue because of an underlying garbage and truck mafia which is running the whole circuit.
There are already many solutions available across the country. Like you can segregation at the source, and then you can make inside the Bangalore, inside the city of Bangalore. There are many places where they collect garbage, wet waste and dry waste, and recycle the dry waste and they compost the wet waste. And also for the large scale segregation, there are conveyor belts and there is thermal power plants. There are many solutions like that. But the government is not interested in that because it's a truck mafia and the garbage mafia that is running this. The reason for this whole fiasco.
While BBMP has kept on dumping garbage in Mandur, the responsibility of changing this lies with the state government. The Paliki began dumping garbage in Mandur in 2006. The protests began in 2008, and ever since, the government has either asked for more time or breached their own deadline. Well, the protesters now refuse to budge, and the government now has nowhere to dump the city's garbage.
Mr. Reddy, in the BBMP you have one government, in the state you have another government. Who really has to take a call?
When it comes to the people of Mandur, it's the state government's call because the whole jurisdiction doesn't come under BBMP. It doesn't come under BBMP. It's a village panchayat and taluk panchayat and Jilla panchayat. So the villagers they have given up their land for the garbage to be dumped here from Bangalore city. BBMP has kind of adopted a certain place, but it is not doing its duty. It's simply bringing the garbage and dumping it here in the 165 acres of Mandur village. Mandur village comes under village panchayat, so it should be the onus is on the CM and the state government to make sure that the villagers are treated fairly.
Okay. So this is a burning issue now. How will the governments respond? Because at the BBMP we have one government, which is also a elected government. At the state we have another government. Now, is it before both these governments, or is it just before the state government, or is it just before the city government? Because it is the city's garbage that is being dumped here.
The protesters are definitely not happy about the government's lack of ability to bring about a change. This is evident from how the representatives of Mandur chose to walk out of a meeting held by the Chief Minister to discuss the issue. The villagers now refuse to be at the receiving end of Bengaluru's garbage. They have been breathing air which is thick with the overpowering stench from the landfills and use water contaminated with the slush which flows out of the landfills. They say they've suffered enough, but will the government ever listen? Bansi Kalapa, News9 Bengaluru.
Well, Bharat Ratna CNR Rao has always been the cynosure of all eyes. When he speaks, everyone sits up and listens, but not Namma CM.
Chief Minister Siddaramaiah chose to catch up on some sleep today in Mysore, while eminent scientist CNR Rao was animatedly speaking. It was an event dedicated to CNR Rao and his contribution to the field of science. The Chief Minister was personally present to felicitate the scientist, but ironically enough, he was caught snoozing away to glory. Well, it's definitely not the first time we've seen our Chief Minister catching a wink of sleep, but we sure do think that it was a tad insensitive of Siddaramaiah to sleep through a renowned scientist's speech. Considering that everyone else present seemed to be enjoying the speech, it was definitely an insult to CNR Rao, to say the least. It was particularly embarrassing when CNR Rao addressed a question to Siddaramaiah. The scientist was asking the audience about what they felt with regards to the progress in science and pointedly looked at the CM for a response. But Namma Chief Minister was blissfully snoring. Rao clearly downplayed it, saying that being a politician, Siddaramaiah wouldn't really know, even as the audience chuckled.
Stressful life high, problem high.
And finally, towards the fag end of the speech, the Chief Minister finally woke up and was seen smiling serenely. Well, all we can hope is that Bharat Ratna C.N.R. Rao didn't take offence to CM Siddu's sleeping ways. A News9 report.